taking flight shouldn't be that difficult, unless sometimes when you come across some passengers that are just stubborn, plain stubborn, that they cause a bit of rifts between themselves and the cabin crew members. And this case happened in Lagos. A similar case happened in Lagos. Now, Ibom Airlines is said to be one of the top-notch airlines. I mean, per what people are saying and from my sources, it is believed that it's one of the top-notch airlines that deliver like quality for money. Okay, so when this issue happened, most people that have usually patronized Ibom Airlines were very surprised because they know them to have a certain standard. But some of these things happen as a company, and sometimes you just can't blame the airline. Some people will just be them. Okay, so what actually happened? So it happened yesterday, and she was supposed to travel from Oyo to Lagos, and it's supposed to be a very, normal routine check that when you are taking flight, you have to turn off your phone. Okay, the phone has to be turned off because it is believed that sometimes when your phone isn't turned off, the phone network will sort of interfere with the communication with the airline's networks, or how the pilots are going to communicate with the other side of the airline passengers, and a whole lot. So it's best to actually turn off the phone. Even though some people believe that some modern phones are not really that, they are not having that kind of power to sort of interrupt these networks. But it is believed that safety comes before anything, especially with the fact that quite recently we've had an issue of airline crisis, airlines falling down a whole lot. Even some happened in our own country, where in Ghana here, where we lost 8 members from a helicopter crash. So these news they go around, and some of these airlines are going to take extra precautions before the flights take off. So this lady that is called Emanson, right, is supposed to board these airlines, and the whole instruction is quite simple. Switch off your phone before takeoff. You switch off your phone before the flight takes off. And she said no, she won't switch it off. So she was proving very stubborn. She proved very, very stubborn. So the pilot actually had to announce that they has to be switched for. All the phones have to be switched off. Everybody switched their phone off, and except this woman. And you see the way the thing, like me, say the way they talk, safe. Low-key, they verse me, they come, because some of these things it becomes very annoying, because you have a lot of people in the plane, right? People have destinations, timelines to meet, they have deadlines to meet, and then you have to delay all these people because you are proving stubborn to actually switch your phone. Okay, in worst case scenario, let's assume that maybe there's an urgent call or urgent test that she's supposed to shoot. Are there not other means? You can put your phone in airplane mode, and most of the airplanes do have Wi-Fi, and then you can connect and maybe do whatever you have to do. As brief as you can. So, what I'm saying is probably going to appear as rubbish to her, because she didn't have to have. She just wanted to have her phone on, and it led to one of the passengers, the one that is sitting close to her, taking the phone out of her hand and forcefully switching her phone off. And it led to a little bit of altercations before even the flight took off from where it's going to set off to the location, the destination. Now, when the flight got to the destination, she didn't even attack the passenger that switched off her phone. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe the passenger was, I don't know. Maybe a man that was a bit scary to fight. So she decided to attack the cabin crew member, the flight attendant, that actually instructed her first to switch off her phone. Apparently, she abused her, she harassed her, and she did a lot of, things that are not particularly, is unthinkable, because this is not even targeted at a particular person. It's about, this is the routine, this is the law. You need to switch off your phone. This is what we do every day. It's not like we are targeting you. But some people are different, So this whole thing led to a lot of altercations, and she attacked the cabin crew member. That's the flight attendant, the one in charge of the cabin crew, and it's led to a lot of things. So at the end of the day, the pilot they stopped her from actually getting off the plane, and then they called the security man in the airport when they got to the location that they have an issue, they should come and rectify it. So when you watch the video, it's very disturbing though, because at some point she was she was handled in a certain way that, personally speaking, if it wasn't for what she did, maybe it wouldn't be the right way to actually handle things. But I don't know how professional the whole security agency around the airport is, but I feel like maybe they could have found a more professional way to handle the issue and not make it so public. Because the way they handled it, at some point she was naked. I mean, she was basically nude, and it was quite disturbing because the whole world has to see her part of her private parts. I mean, her boobs was all over the place, and it wasn't the best thing to actually capture, no matter what she's done. But I think sometimes when certain things happen and then you cause it, it becomes very difficult for even if you are being dealt with in the wrong way, for us to actually step in for you. Because the instruction is simple: you get on a plane, either you turn off your phone or you do it. You switch your phone on airplane mode. It's yo, that is simple. This is a simple routine check for every airline. How is this difficult? Like, I know they barb. Like some people, this one, right? I can't understand. Say, like we have a lot of different people with different mindsets in this one. And sometimes you need to be very patient with people, because you might think something is very normal or something should be easily understood, but some people have a funny way of understanding things that sometimes it's not like you're trying to make yourself look like you are better than anybody. But some of these things, if you don't think they barb. Like, switch off the phone or put it on airplane mode. I mean, if it's even 2 hours, 1 hour journey, after 1 hour, you can do whatever you want to do with your phone. Nobody's taking the phone from you. Just switch off the phone. Everybody's doing the same thing for our own safety, so that it doesn't interrupt with the airline's communication system. That is what every aviation is practicing. Even though some people argue that, okay, some modern phones will not be able to interrupt some of these communication systems. But Charlie, it's good to actually make sure that some safety precautions are taken to prevent certain things that possibly could have been prevented. Prevention they say, is better than cure. So let's do this as a routine check so that we will all get to our location safely. Not only for all of us here, you included. You said no. Charlie, so the airport security has had to do what he has to do. And currently speaking, I learned she's been handed over to the right authority, and she's actually on some. They've banned her from taking that particular airline, and I don't know whether other airlines in Nigeria will ban her as well, because this attitude is nothing. It should be criticized in every sense, so that it wouldn't encourage other people from doing the same thing. Because when you do this, you are literally risking the safety of the entire crew, not just the entire plane. Everybody in the plane, and everybody in the plane have family members and loved ones that, in case of any bad situation, they will be deeply be hurt. So some of these things, I think, I don't know, man. I really don't know how to even put it. I really don't know what you make of this, but personally, if you ask me, some of these things should in any way be criticized to avoid, like, these things, if they are not spoken about in a way, maybe it won't serve as deterrent to other people that will probably look to these things and try to copy the same thing, because this is something that can easily interrupt the safety protocols of these airlines. And when these airlines are in mid-air, Charlie, any little thing, any little problem can cause disaster. And then, Charlie, with what we've witnessed quite recently, especially in Ghana and Kenya and the rest, with airlines and helicopters and stuff, Charlie, I think this is not the right. This is not right. So that's what is happening in Nigeria, and this is the update from social media currently. Charlie, I really appreciate if you can spend the time to actually give me a subscription or add your comment or like. Because I mean, we are now building this whole media brand. It's there's a lot to come. There's a lot to come. There's a lot to come, but this is just the beginning. And then we are trying to restructure things and then bring you a lot of back-to-back entertaining and educative content. So stay tuned with me and don't forget to actually give me a subscription so that at least I know that you are part of history. Okay, so with that one said, I'll end today's edition of Social Media Updates here. The name remains Donald, not Trump. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.